Hey everyone, big changes are coming for Opendoor Technology. Doesn't matter if you like the change or not, but we're getting a new CEO. To me, I think it's good news. A lot of people were asking for a new CEO and we're going to get one. And Opendoor went up a lot today just based on the news that a new CEO is coming. Let's check out the chart and then we're going to talk about why a new CEO is going to make things better. Let's start with the weekly chart and look what happened. Those two lines that I always show you in the beginning of every video, we finally broke out of it. On a weekly chart, we broke out of it and we stayed above it and we closed above it. If you remember my last video yesterday, I said the resistance for Opendoor Technology was at 325. We broke it. Reason why we broke it and went higher is because that 325 resistance was if things were normal. There was no catalyst. But since there was a catalyst, we broke 325. And how high did we go? We went to 353. We went to 353 today. Now, if there wasn't any news today about the CEO, we probably would have hit 325 and came down. We might have broke it a little bit, maybe like 327, 328. But that news about the new CEO, and they increased the price dramatically all the way to 353. Right now, after hours, we're at 322, right below that resistance that I told you about yesterday at 325. And here's a daily chart. Opendoor opened up above the $3 resistance. That's a very bullish sign that we've opened up above it. But we have a red candle on the chart for today. So we had a lot of gains, but we ended with a red candlestick. Usually we see a red candlestick like this at the top. It could mean that some bearish sentiment may come and we could come down a little bit. Could have some profit taking because it followed a large candlestick right here. And then we have a small candlestick at the top gapping up. And it's red. Now, if it was green, it could be a different story. Could keep going higher. But since it's red, we possibly could take some profit on Monday. It may go down a little bit, but you never know. The reason why I say you never know is because look right here. Here's an example right here. We have a green candlestick, and then we have a gapping red candlestick, and then the next day we went higher. So we never know. We never know. But I'm just saying, usually when you see something like this, there is a sign of caution to be careful that it could come down a little bit. But to know if it's going to come down some, you're going to need confirmation. So Monday, what I'm going to be doing is looking for confirmation. Are we going to keep going up, or are we going to dip down some, or are we going to trade sideways? So Monday is going to be a good confirmation day on which way Opendoor is going to go. And as you can see on the hourly, a lot of excitement on the pre-market. And then once the market opened, we didn't really do too much. Pretty much just came down. It did come up a little bit, but it wasn't really a nice candlestick body for it. It came up, they came back down again. 1 hour. This hour right here, a lot of selling. On this hour, it went up, came back down again. Same thing. Next hour, up, it came back down again. Then selling again. 2:30, we had some decent buying, but it couldn't withstand the selling, and it went down next hour at 3:30, and went down again at 4 o'clock. And after hours, we are seeing some buying in the after hours on the 322. But as I said before, there's no way to predict which way it's going to go after we had a nice run up right here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We pretty much had a week of good buying on Opendoor. 5 days, it looked pretty good. Except for this one day on August 13th, it didn't do too much. Only reason why I didn't do too much because it was preparing for this run up right here on August 14th. But as far as the technicals don't look too bad. The MACD looks good. It's starting to form up, and the two lines cross. The RSI is still going up. The RSI is showing a little bit overbought, but not yet. It's not overbought yet, but it's getting there. MACD is still going up. So we're going to look for more confirmation on which way Opendoor will head to next on Monday. Possibly Tuesday too. We might need some confirmation, but Monday is definitely a confirmation day. Are we going to go up? Or are we going to go down? Now let's look at the news. Opendoor stock pops 4% after the CEO steps down following pressure from investors. So it looked like the investors pressured the CEO to step down. They said more so Eric Jackson and the new investor, I forgot his name, started with a P, the crypto investor. they were calling for CEO Carrie Wheeler to step down, and she stepped down. It seemed like she was trying to go along with the investors and try to make things better, and was even thinking about having a meeting with one of the top investors, but it didn't go through. They wanted a new CEO. So the stock did go up 16% based on the new CEO news, but Opendoor closed only 4% higher. So what happens when we have some kind of news, some kind of catalyst, such as a new CEO, stock going to go up, then people are going to profitate, and it's going to come down. So it went from 16% up all the way down to 4%, which is still a nice gain. 4% up, I'll take it. And this is interesting news also. Eric Jackson and other shareholders have been pressuring the company to change its leadership in recent weeks. Even Opendoor co-founder Keith Rabois expressed a desire for Wheeler to step down. So even the co-founder wanted Wheeler to step down. Keith says not a single founder nor executive who built Opendoor to an IPO or billions of free cash flow or 18 billion of market cap supports Carrie as CEO. Those are strong words. But yeah, year to date, Opendoor shares are up roughly 100%. That's very nice. If you got in early, very nice. So the question is, when will there be another pump? That no one knows. When there's an interest rate cut in September, that's going to be a big one. It's going to be a lot of volatility. So if Opendoor goes up prior to the interest rate cut, we're going to see a lot of volatility, a lot of buying, a lot of selling. That's what probably may happen. It may go up before the interest rate cut, because a lot of people are already predicting that the interest rate cut will happen in September. So some of it might be priced in. We'll have to see what happens. And the next catalyst will be when they find a new CEO. That's going to be interesting who they pick, because that new CEO, depending on his background, is going to need to carry Opendoor to new levels and bring the company back up again. For the next earnings, it probably won't be great because the housing market is still not back, but we want to see progress in the earnings. All we need to see is that we are heading in the right direction. That's all we need. And the CEO needs to be a positive thinker. We need a CEO who can put Opendoor back in the right direction, just like Carvana. All right, everybody, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. See you next time on Monday. Have a great weekend.